Have you ever looked around and thought, how did I end up with so much stuff? Every item holds a story. Gifts from loved ones, souvenirs from travels, or things kept just in case. But when clutter piles up, it steals space, energy, and peace of mind. Letting go isn't easy, but what if decluttering felt freeing instead of overwhelming? Today we'll reveal practical stress-free tips to help you clear a lifetime of clutter without regret. So your home works for you, not against you. Stay with me because one simple shift can make this entire process effortless. Eleanor, 68, has lived in the same home for over 40 years. Every corner holds memories. Her children's school projects, old holiday decorations, even clothes she hasn't worn in decades. She knows she needs to declutter, but every time she tries, she gets stuck. What if I need this later? What if I give something away and regret it? So the boxes pile up, making her home feel smaller, more cluttered and less peaceful. One afternoon, Eleanor finds herself overwhelmed by a simple task, clearing out a single closet. That's when she realizes it's not just about stuff. It's about letting go of the past while making room for a better future. She decides to take a new approach, one that doesn't feel like losing, but gaining clarity, space and freedom. If Eleanor's story sounds familiar, you're not alone. But the good news, there's an easier way. Today we're sharing practical, stress-free tips that helped Eleanor and will help you too. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear path to decluttering without stress or regret. So before we dive in, take a second to like this video and subscribe for more life-changing advice after 60. Now let's get started. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things, it's about making room for what truly matters. Many people hold on to clutter because of emotional attachments, fear of regret, or the belief that they might need something someday. But here's the truth. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means gaining freedom, clarity, and peace of mind. Let's go through 3 powerful mindset shifts that can make decluttering easier and even liberating. The last chapter, perspective. Prioritizing what matters most. Imagine your home as a book and you're now writing its next chapter. What do you want it to look like? More space, less stress, and fewer things to maintain. The reality is, this chapter of life isn't about accumulation. It's about curating a life filled with what brings you joy and ease. Many of us keep things because they remind us of the past. That's normal. But ask yourself, do these items serve me in this stage of life? Would I rather have this item or the space and peace it would free up? Eleanor, for example, kept a cabinet full of old dishes from when she hosted big family gatherings, but now, with her children grown and moved out, she realized she only used a few of them. Instead of keeping the entire set out of nostalgia, she kept one meaningful piece and donated the rest to a family who would actually use them. Decluttering isn't about erasing memories, it's about choosing what deserves a place in your present and future. The 80-20th rule identifying what truly matters. Here's a surprising fact. You use only about 20% of your things 80% of the time. The rest, it just takes up space. Think about your closet. How many clothes do you actually wear regularly? Your kitchen? How many gadgets do you really use? Your garage? How much of what's stored there serves a daily or even monthly purpose? Eleanor applied this rule when she tackled her linen closet. She had 20 sets of bed sheets collected over the years, yet she only rotated between 3 or 4. Instead of keeping linens just in case, she kept what she actually used and donated the rest. Try this approach in different areas of your home. Pick a category: clothes, books, dishes. Identify the 20% you actually use. Let go of the excess, because if you haven't needed it in years, chances are you won't need it now. The beauty of the 80-20th rule is that it helps you focus on quality over quantity, on keeping the best, not just keeping everything. The would I buy it again? Test, a simple decision-making trick. One of the hardest parts of decluttering is deciding whether to keep or let go of something. Here's a powerful question to make it easier. If I didn't already own this, would I buy it today? This removes sentimentality and guilt from the decision and forces you to think practically. If the answer is no, it means the item isn't serving you anymore. If the answer is maybe, it's time to reconsider its value in your life. If the answer is yes, then it stays. Eleanor used this trick when sorting through her bookshelves. She had shelves filled with books she never reread, some from decades ago. When she asked herself, would I go out and buy this book again today? Most of the time the answer was no. That made letting go so much easier. This test works for clothes, decorations, kitchenware, furniture, and even sentimental items. If it's not something you'd choose again, it probably doesn't belong in your future. Final thought, less clutter, more freedom. Decluttering isn't about getting rid of everything, it's about keeping what serves you best. With the last chapter. Perspective, the 80-20 rule and the would I buy it again test, you'll start seeing your home in a whole new way. So now let's hear from you. Which of these mindset shifts do you struggle with most? Let us know in the comments below. Your thoughts might just help someone else on their decluttering journey. Up next, we'll move beyond mindset shifts and into simple, practical strategies to start decluttering without stress. And the next tip, it's a game changer for anyone who feels stuck. Once you've shifted your mindset about letting go, the next step is taking action without feeling overwhelmed. The secret? Start small and focus on what truly matters. You don't have to declutter your entire home in a day. Instead, let's break it down into simple, practical steps that make the process easier and even enjoyable. One of the biggest mistakes people make when decluttering is trying to do too much at once. The result? Overwhelm, frustration, and exhaustion. That's why the best way to start is with one small space at a time, a single drawer, shelf, or closet, rather than an entire room. Eleanor learned this the hard way. She once tried tackling her whole garage in a day. After hours of sorting through old tools, storage bins, and holiday decorations, she felt mentally drained and barely made a dent. So she switched her strategy. Instead of overwhelming herself, she started with one drawer in the kitchen. Just that. The next day, she did a single shelf in her closet. Within a few weeks, she had transformed her home without ever feeling burnt out. Try this approach. Choose a tiny area, like a single nightstand or medicine cabinet. Set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes and declutter just that space. Celebrate the small wins. Every little bit makes a difference. Before you know it, these tiny victories build momentum, and suddenly your home feels lighter and more organized without stress. The joy check. Does it add to your happiness? Decluttering isn't just about removing clutter, it's about keeping what truly adds joy to your life. A great way to decide what stays and what goes is by asking, does this item make me happy? If the answer is yes, it stays. If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. Eleanor found a stack of old greeting cards in a drawer. Some were from close friends, others were from acquaintances she barely remembered. Instead of keeping them all, she selected a few that genuinely warmed her heart and let go of the rest. Use the joy check on clothing. Do you love wearing it, or does it just take up space? Decor. Does it make your home feel warm and inviting, or is it just there out of habit? Knickknacks and gifts. Do they bring happiness, or do you keep them out of guilt? By focusing on what adds value and joy, decluttering feels less like a chore and more like a step toward a happier, lighter home. The 1-year rule. If you haven't used it, let it go. We all have things we think we'll use someday, but never actually do. The best way to break free from this? The 1-year rule. If you haven't used, worn or needed something in the past year, chances are you won't miss it. Eleanor applied this rule to her coat closet. She found dozens of jackets she hadn't worn in years. Some even had price tags still on. Instead of holding on to them just in case, she realized they were only taking up space. By donating them, she cleared room in her closet and helped someone in need. Use this rule for clothing. Haven't worn it in a year? Time to pass it on. Kitchen gadgets? If it's been collecting dust, you don't need it. Garage items? That broken appliance you swore you'd fix? Let it go. This simple rule takes the guesswork out of decluttering. If you haven't needed it in a year, you won't need it now. Up next, the ultimate game changer. These 3 steps will already make decluttering easier and stress-free, but the next tip, it's a total game changer. It will make decision-making 10 times easier and ensure you never second-guess letting go of something again. Stay with me, because once you learn this trick, decluttering will never feel difficult again. Decluttering is easy when it's old paperwork or unused kitchen gadgets. But what about the items tied to memories, people and moments we cherish? Letting go of sentimental things can feel like erasing a part of our past. But here's the truth. Memories aren't in the objects, they're in us. The goal isn't to throw away every sentimental item, but to keep what truly matters while freeing yourself from clutter that no longer serves you. Here's how Eleanor made peace with letting go of sentimental items without losing the memories that mattered most. Eleanor had a collection of vacation souvenirs, handwritten notes, and childhood keepsakes that filled multiple boxes in her attic. Each one held a memory, but realistically she never looked at them. Then she discovered a simple trick, taking photos instead of keeping everything. Digitize sentimental items. Take pictures of old letters, children's artwork, or trophies. Create a digital memory album so you can revisit these moments anytime, without the physical clutter. Record a short video sharing why the item is special before letting it go. By doing this, Eleanor found that memories stayed intact, even when the physical items were gone. Ask yourself, do I need this item? Or is a photo enough to hold the memory? Not all sentimental items need to go, but they shouldn't take over your space. Eleanor struggled with letting go of her late husband's belongings. Every item felt like a connection to him. Instead of getting rid of everything, she used the treasure box method. Choose one small box, about the size of a shoebox, for your most treasured keepsakes. If something doesn't fit, ask yourself, is it truly special enough to keep? Add meaning to what you save. Write a short note about why it's important. By limiting her keepsakes to one meaningful box, Eleanor ensured she kept the best of the best, rather than drowning in items she didn't truly need. Try this. Instead of storing piles of old greeting cards, select a few that mean the most and place them in your treasure box. You'll appreciate them more when they aren't lost in a sea of clutter. Pass it on with purpose. Some sentimental items hold value beyond ourselves. Instead of keeping everything, consider giving special pieces a new life with someone who will truly appreciate them. Pass heirlooms to family members. If you have jewellery, antiques or meaningful books, gift them to loved ones now so you can see their joy. Donate to those who need it. Eleanor had a closet full of her mother's old clothes. She couldn't wear them, but she didn't want to throw them away. Instead, she donated them to a women's shelter. Knowing they were helping someone made parting with them so much easier. Repurpose sentimental items. Turn fabric from old clothes into a quilt. Use an old suitcase as a decorative piece. Make a memory book out of photos and letters. By passing items on with purpose, you ensure they continue to bring joy and meaning rather than collecting dust. Your turn. How do you preserve memories without clutter? What's your best trick for keeping memories while letting go of the extra stuff? Do you take photos, pass items to loved ones, or use another creative method? Share your best tip in the comments. Up next, the most overlooked decluttering rule that changes everything. These strategies help you let go of sentimental items, but the next tip will make your decluttering journey even easier. It's the most overlooked trick, and once you hear it, you'll never look at clutter the same way again. Stay tuned. By now, you've tackled the mindset shifts and sentimental items, but how do you actually get the job done without feeling overwhelmed? Eleanor found that decluttering only worked when she had a system, not just good intentions. Here are the smart strategies that helped her and will help you finally clear out years of accumulated stuff. The maybe box trick: overcome indecision. Not sure if you're ready to let go of something? Instead of keeping it forever just in case, try this trick. How it works: put questionable items in a sealed box, mark it with today's date, and set a reminder for 6 months later. If you haven't opened the box in 6 months or even remembered what's inside, you don't need it. Donate it without looking inside. You won't miss it. This trick helped Eleanor finally let go of things she thought she might need, but never actually did. Set decluttering appointments. Stay on track. One of the biggest mistakes people make: waiting for a big decluttering day that never comes. Instead, schedule 15 to 30 minutes daily like an appointment. Set a timer and focus on one small area: a drawer, a shelf, or a corner of a room. Small, consistent efforts add up fast and prevent burnout. Eleanor treated it like her morning routine, a little each day, and soon she saw massive progress. Have you ever tried setting decluttering appointments? Share your experience in the comments. The trade-up rule: stop recluttering. Decluttering isn't just about what you remove, it's also about what you bring in. Follow this rule: if you buy something new, let go of something old. Got a new winter coat? Donate the old one. Buying a new kitchen gadget? Say goodbye to an unused one. Eleanor started applying this rule and her home never became cluttered again. Every item had to earn its place in her space. Digitize paper clutter. Say goodbye to stacks of paper. Paper clutter piles up faster than anything else. Old bills, receipts, medical records, and greeting cards can overtake drawers, countertops, and entire filing cabinets. Eleanor found a simple solution: digitizing important documents. So how do you do it? Use a scanner app on your phone like Adobe Scan or Cam Scanner. Save important papers to Google Drive or an external hard drive. Shred or recycle anything unnecessary. What should you digitize? Medical records, legal documents, important receipts, and old sentimental letters. And why does it work? It frees up tons of space. No more paper stacks. It's easier to find documents, no more digging through drawers. Plus peace of mind. Important files are safe and backed up. Start small. Scan 5 papers today and experience the relief. The final step: simplicity equals freedom. Create a home that works for you today. Many homes are designed for a past version of ourselves. Eleanor's house was packed with fancy dishes she never used, clothing she hadn't worn in years, and furniture that made moving around difficult. She decided to simplify with purpose. How to make your home work for you. Prioritize accessibility. Keep everyday items within easy reach. Declutter furniture. Open up space for safety and ease of movement. Use clear organization systems. Labels, bins, and designated spots for everything. Why does it work? A clutter-free home reduces stress. Less stuff means less cleaning and more time for what matters. A safer home helps prevent falls and injuries. Eleanor found that by simplifying her home, she felt lighter, freer, and more in control. Take a look around. What can you change to make your home work for you? Eleanor's breakthrough moment: a home transformed. After weeks of steady work, Eleanor's breakthrough moment finally arrived. She stood in her newly decluttered living room, taking in the light, open space. The piles of boxes, the cluttered shelves, and the overstuffed closets were now gone, replaced by calm simplicity. Eleanor felt a weight lift from her shoulders, literally and emotionally. No longer was she surrounded by the overwhelming reminders of things she no longer needed. Her home now felt like a sanctuary, a place where she could relax, focus, and embrace the present. And most importantly, it was a place that worked for her today. Her breakthrough wasn't just about cleaning her house, it was about reclaiming her life. With more space, more freedom, and a peaceful mindset, Eleanor felt ready to embrace the next chapter of her life. If Eleanor's story resonated with you, or if you're ready to take control of your space, start today. Don't wait for another year to pass. If you found these tips helpful, hit the like button and share this with someone who needs it. Let's create more peaceful, intentional spaces together.